I'm going to open it up to general Q&A. I know there are some questions that are in our Q&A list right now. Some of them have already been answered, and some of them are still open. And I think I will start with Madeline's. You have both LTI 1.3 and 1.1 running in your Canvas instance. And our faculty members are using either one or the other. And how would we move forward with retiring 1.1? Basically, for moving forward and retiring 1.1, now that you have the assignment copy tool and you have that access, you could actually, again, depending on how you want to do it, you could delete 1.1 if you wanted to, but you would lose access to those past 1.1 assignments. You could keep it on but hidden for for your users, but that means that anytime they do a Canvas course copy, those 1.1 assignments will stay as 1.1 assignments, and they won't be moving into and won't be converted into a 1.3 assignment. No, an existing 1.1 assignment won't disappear. You just can't launch it, if you will. So we may talk about what some of your specific workflows are. We do have the ability to, it's going to be coming out soon, a paper lookup tool where if you need to have access to specific papers or specific submissions, you can look at things that way. You can also look at things through Turnitin.com. None of that stuff disappears. So Madeline, this may be something that you want to talk to your account rep and maybe your implementation consultant on what is the best course of action for you to take if you're running both LTI 1.3 and 1.1 at the same time in your Canvas instance. Normally, you would actually not run them both at the same time, because you would connect your LTI 1.3 integration to the same account that your 1.1 integration is running on, and therefore you wouldn't have to recreate any of your assignments. You would just delete out the 1.1 integration, and all your past 1.1 assignments would still be accessible within Canvas, and they would actually launch as 1.3 assignments. So again, you may want to talk to your account rep and your implementation consultant for your school to kind of come up with the best course of action for you. And that was the same question that's right underneath that. Can 1.1 run in tandem with 1.3? Technically, yes. It is not recommended though, because once you want to stop using 1.1 and move over to 1.3, the integration for 1.3 to 1.1 is that you want to use the same account ID that you used, that you've been continuously using, and then delete out the 1.1. And that makes all of the past 1.1 assignments still accessible. They launch as 1.3 assignments. When you do Canvas course copy, all those past 1.1 assignments will automatically be converted to 1.3 assignments. So that's something, again, that you might want to talk to your account rep and your implementation consultant to find out what is best for you and your school. Let's see, I'm going further down. Give me just a moment as I go through. Barbara says we have not integrated to 1.3 yet because this version is losing the Turnitin inbox in Canvas. And this is our main tool to see all these comments on one page in one tool. I'm not sure what you mean by losing the Turnitin inbox in Canvas. Here, let me actually pull over here to kind of show you what it looks like. That's the Turnitin 1.3 assignment inbox. It looks like the 1.1 assignment inbox as well. Barbara, do you think you can maybe elaborate what it is that that you said you're losing the Turnitin inbox? I'll let you maybe put that in. I'll kind of scroll down. We have a request to provide a link to the Canvas LTI 1.3 Walnut demo. Michael, if you could maybe post that in there for Layla. And we have another question. So if we already have the assignment set up in our upcoming courses and need to convert them to 1.3, do we select our current course? Oh, for assignment copy, yes. Okay, sorry, Guy, I just had to make sure I understood your question. Yes, if you already have your assignments set up in your upcoming course and you need to convert them to LTI 1.3, if they're already in your upcoming course, though, you're not going to be doing anything unless you want to delete all those out and then go to your past course and copy them over, then that will convert them to 1.3. But that may be not something you want to do right now. It may be that you want to wait and convert those 1.1 assignments to 1.3 assignments in your next course or in your next semester. But essentially that is all you'll have to do is you will go into that new course. You will look up, you will click on the three dots, you click on Turnitin, you'll click on the course copy or the assignment copy tool. You will select the assignments that you want to copy over into your new course. And if they are 1.1 assignments previously, they will convert them to 1.3. If they're already 1.3 assignments, maybe you had to create a new assignment, then those copy over as 1.3 assignments as well. And from Mary, if you copy an entire course, including assignments, will it upgrade in that way? So if you are using Canvas course copy and you have set up the LTI 1.3 assignment integration on the same Turnitin account ID that your LTI 1.1 integration is set to, and then you delete your LTI 1.1 integration, all past LTI 1.1 assignments will copy over into a new course, and they will automatically convert to 1.3 assignments. Okay. And Guy says this is confusing. I'm not sure what the answer to my question about copying assignments in place makes sense. Oh, so in this case, Guy, you're saying maybe you're an instructional designer and you've already got your assignment set up in course number 1 and you need to copy them over into course number 2, 3, and 4. Is that correct? No. Okay, sorry, my bad. I apologize. Wondering, I'm trying to reread, Guy, some of the things that you posted to make sure I'm understanding your question. So maybe again, I'm misunderstanding your question. If you already have 1.1 assignments in your upcoming course done, the assignment copy tool is actually taking past assignments and converting them over. If you did that to your current course, you will actually get duplicated assignments. Oh God, you're upgrading 2 weeks before the semester starts, and they already have courses and assignments set up. Yes. Okay, so again, what I would, this is kind of tricky. You're upgrading in 2 weeks. Guy, do you know if they're going to be deleting to see it? You've already got them in there. Okay, I'm very sorry. I'm trying to think out loud on this. My apologies. Let's see, they're already there, they're 1.3 assignments. If you use the course copy tool from the current one, they're actually just going to duplicate. So you're actually going to get two different ones. So you might want to, if you wanted to, you could do that and maybe make a slight alteration to the name of the copied over ones so that you can delete the old ones out. That may be the easiest way, but right now it's going to duplicate otherwise. Guy, does that make sense? Oops. Oh, yes, you absolutely can. So let me kind of show you where that is right here. Do you see where that little pencil icon is for the assignment name? You can actually alter that if you want to just put like an asterisk or something right by it temporarily, so that when it converts, when it copies over, you know which ones are the LTI 1.3 ones, and you can delete from your Canvas course the old LTI 1.1 ones. I used one in that sentence quite a bit. Sorry about that. Okay, Guy, that helped answer your question. Excellent. Just double checking to see if there are any other open questions. Douglas had one. With this transition from LTI 1.1 to 1.3, why did Turnitin take the approach of creating a Turnitin specific assignment instead of creating a Canvas assignment with Turnitin as an external tool? Because we have the Canvas plagiarism framework integration with Canvas that we developed with them that works specifically within a Canvas assignment, gives access to group assignments, gives access to individualized extensions and grading within SpeedGrader. We took the path of keeping those workflows separate to prevent confusion. If you wanted to use Turnitin within a Canvas assignment, you would use the plagiarism framework integration instead, because that works fully within that workflow. And otherwise, you would use Turnitin by itself, accessing it through the 3-dot menu, which is right there. So it kind of makes the distinction between the two workflows. Does that help answer your question, Douglas? And from Jason, is there documentation available for admins to migrate to 1.3 and documents to hand to instructors to show them how to migrate their course content? Yes, there is, and Mags is putting in those links for you there. And from Guy, it is inconvenient to have Turnitin not accessible through SpeedGrader. It is accessible through SpeedGrader, but from the plagiarism framework integration, not the LTI 1.3 integration. So again, the Canvas plagiarism framework integration works fully within the Canvas assignment. So it supports group assignments, it supports individual extensions and accommodations that way, and the SpeedGrader grading within the SpeedGrader workflow, especially if you're using things like milestones that you need to be hitting. And then Turnitin by itself is actually a completely different workflow. See, hold on. Reading Douglas, we're using CPF. Oh, sorry. So Douglas, if you are using CPF and you're not using LTI 1.1 at all, then you can continue using CPF. This webinar is actually talking about people that are using LTI 1.1 and moving that from 1.1 to 1.3. And CPF is not going anywhere. The plagiarism framework integration isn't going anywhere. It's still fully supported, and there's not a migration off of that. currently. Douglas, does that help answer that question? We're not asking you to move from plagiarism framework to LTI 1.3. You can actually do both of them if you wanted to. You could put LTI 1.3 and plagiarism framework in the same environment. They are designed to work together. But again, the plagiarism framework integration is specifically designed to work within the assignment workflow within Canvas to support group assignments, to support individualized extension, and to support grading within SpeedGrader. And if that is your preference, then please continue using the plagiarism framework, because that is the best integration for you. I had another question from Barbara. How do these 1.3 assignments behave via Commons? It's not supported in Commons. If you do take an assignment from Commons and put it in, you will actually have to edit that to accordingly. You'll have to like copy and paste individual things. So it's not going to act like a Canvas, I guess that's what I'm saying, a Canvas assignment, because it's actually going to be outside. So you use Commons a lot between dev and prod, okay, and settings are not going to be carried over between those instances. And Gail had a question about the SpeedGrader response. Are you able to show you? I'm sorry, Gail. SpeedGrader response. You're able to show what you talked about, as in what the Canvas plagiarism framework is versus the LTI 1.3. I just wanted to make sure I had that correct. Okay. Give me 2 seconds to log in and figure out who I'm logged in as. Okay. So I'm going to do this from the instructor perspective, if you will. I'm going to my course. Thank you for your patience as I do this. So the LTI 1.3 assignment, as I said, it is going to be accessed through here. And so here is that workflow. This is all the normal things that you would normally see if you had been using LTI 1.1 before. You have the point value, you can enable pure mark, you have all of your submissions settings that are in here, including template. And you can see that that assignment is down here. The plagiarism framework integration, you would actually go to add assignment, because again, this is specifically designed to work within the Canvas assignment workflow. I'm just going to put the exact names in here so it's not confusing. So you put in your directions just like you would for a normal Canvas assignment, your point value. If you've got to put it in a group, you can. The submission type will either will stay as online, and you can choose either text entry or file uploads as the as a submission type. You can do unlimited submissions or limited submissions. This is where you enable Turnitin. Having said that, this right here, the plagiarism framework, again, because all grading and feedback is expected to go through SpeedGrader, this only delivers to the user within this workflow the originality report and spelling and grammar suggestions if that's been enabled for your account. You can choose to store papers in the repository or not. You can choose to make exclusions such as bibliographic materials, quoted materials, or small sources. Template exclusion is not part of this. And you can choose to show the reports to students immediately. Group assignments work fully here. Canvas peer reviews work fully here. Anonymous grading works fully here. You can put in a due date or not. And you can assign this to, you can do differentiated due dates for sections or however you want. Oh, sorry. There we go. And you can hit save or save and publish, and all of submissions would actually be accessed through SpeedGrader. If you want to see what that looks like. So you can access the originality report there. It'll open up in a new window, but all grading and feedback is supposed to go through SpeedGrader. Now, again, this one only gives you the originality report and the spelling and grammar suggestions if that's been enabled for your account. Whereas the LTI 1.3 integration will give you things like the assignment copy tool, grade resync as needed, peer review, and the grading and feedback tools that Turnitin offers. Oh, Douglas, I'm glad that made things clear. There is actually, I'll put this, or we can put this in here if you want kind of an overview of comparison charts. There is an LTI versus plagiarism framework comparison chart. Mags, if you could hop that into the Q&A session for Douglas, that would be great, and hopefully everybody else can see that as well. Amy asked, would you want both CPF and Turnitin 1.3? I absolutely agree, because that gives you, they're both designed to run at the same time. They do not interfere with each other. They're both able to run side by side. And that gives the instructor choice, because they may want to do group assignments for this and use SpeedGrader on that one, or they may prefer to use maybe the Turnitin feedback tools instead for individual assignments. So if you run them both at the same time, then they have their choice. And because Turnitin is accessed through the 3 dots in assignments, it makes it a little bit more obvious that the workflows are different. And Jennifer, yes, you do not need to do submission type external tool with Canvas anymore. It actually takes away a lot of those clicks. You can just go straight into Turnitin and start filling it out instead of having to do it in 2 different places. We have another one, SpeedGrader with Turnitin option as it is now, and LTI 1.3 would be best. It's not actually the optimal workflow, because you LTI 1.1 doesn't work with group assignments and stuff like that. So again, we actually developed with Canvas the plagiarism framework integration that works within the Canvas assignment workflow, works within SpeedGrader, works fully to have everything that you need, including group assignments and peer review and anonymous settings and stuff like that. So if your preference is to, do a Canvas workflow only, then maybe the plagiarism framework would be something that you want to take a look at. But again, both integrations can be run at the same time, LTI 1.3 and plagiarism framework. We have a question from Jason. We're about to update. Oh, and adding the framework. Okay. Yes. So Jason, when you upgrade, and when you create your LTI 1.3 integration, you need to make sure to link it to this same Turnitin account ID that your 1.1 is currently using. And when that happens, once you delete your 1.1 integration, your past 1.1 assignments will still be accessible and they will open as 1.3 assignments. When you do course copy, those past 1.1 assignments will copy into a new course as 1.3 assignments. And any new assignments that are created will be 1.3 assignments as well. And Jason, in our admin guides, we're very specific on how to do this, and we outline it. There's also a kind of a walkthrough on how to set up that integration on the Canvas Migration Hub. Max, for Jason's question, can you put a link to the Canvas Migration Hub there? And we have another question. If teachers have already set up their course in the old LTI and then we convert where their assignments were. Set up the course with the old. Mary, so just to make sure I am understanding the question that you posed, if they're already using LTI 1.1 and you've still got that enabled in your Canvas environment, then that will continue to work. Are you talking about if they've already got it set up and you are about to change over to LTI 1.3? I just want to make sure I had, Mary, I just want to make sure I had the right workflow that you're asking about. Because if you are setting up 1.3 now for your 1.1, yes, they already set it. Okay. So again, if you use the same account ID, Turnitin account ID for your 1.3 assignment, or for your 1.3 integration as you use for your 1.1 integration, and then you delete your old LTI 1.1 integration, your past LTI 1.1 assignments will still be accessible, and they will actually launch as 1.3 assignments in past courses. If they're in a current course, they will launch as 1.3 assignments. And then next year, when they copy those currently considered LTI 1.1 assignments into their new course next year, it will automatically convert to 1.3 assignments for them. Does that help answer your question, Mary? And Paula, you said, I understand that 1.3 rubrics will not carry over, so new rubrics will need to be created. So no, if you're using Turnitin rubrics, your Turnitin rubrics are still accessible when you integrate into 1.3. As a matter of fact, when the instructor logs in, they're all going to be there, including all of their quick marks. And if they were using PureMark, all of their peer review questions that they stored will be accessible with 1.3. So yeah, that's not affecting your users at all. Does that help answer your question, Paula? And then from Guy, he says, when you delete the 1.1 integration, the old submissions are no longer viewable. No, if you have your 1.1 integration and your 1.3 integration, if they are using the same account ID, then your past 1.1 submissions will still be viewable. If, however, you created your 1.1 integration with a separate account ID than your 1.3 integration, that's where there's going to be problems. And if that is the case with you guys, then we'll probably want to circle back with your account rep and your implementation consultant to find out what's the best course of action going forward. Okay, so yeah, if you keep the same account ID for 1.1 and 1.3, once you delete your 1.1 integration, those past 1.1 assignments will still be available to you within Canvas. They will still be able to be launched. You can still see everything through the Turnitin assignment inbox. And any new LTI 1.3 assignments can be created. And when you do course copy, if you use a Canvas course copy, then any of those past LTI 1.1 assignments that are copied over into maybe next year's course will actually automatically be converted to 1.3 assignments.